For any Xbox or PlayStation codes or cheap games on any platform, use the referral link in the description. It'll take you to g2a.com. Use the promo code CHES over there and you'll get yourself 3% cash back. For all No Identity merchandise, hats, hoodies and t-shirts, follow the link in the description down below to the No Identity Fan Fibre website. Hey guys, welcome to episode number 30 of the Roma career mode here on FIFA 18. This will be the final episode of Season 1. We will be heading into Season 2 tomorrow, but as is tradition on the channel, we go through the competitions that we were involved in this year and have a look and see how the team progressed. It was quite the remarkable year with regards to team performance, in positives and in negatives as well. So we'll have a quick look through. Do drop the video a like if you enjoy. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already to make sure you don't miss out on any of Season 2. Do hit that little notification bell as well to make sure that you don't miss any further uploads. Of course, the Champions League final was yesterday. I will probably... well, we will, because we're going to go through the competitions we're involved in. It will get spoiled for you if you haven't already seen it. Go and watch that video first, please. I'll give you a few seconds to do so. We will have a look through the competitions that we were involved in this year, starting with the league. Now, we finished third in Serie A this season. We scored 111 goals. 111 in 38 games. What is life? I don't know. I also conceded 66 goals, which is more than Spal, who finished last. And only 2 less than Crotone, who finished 19th. I think we know where my weakness is, don't we? But to be fair, it's been my weakness throughout all of FIFA this year. So I've been this bad at defending for all of time. It's just that in previous FIFAs, it's been easier for me to keep more clean sheets and concede less goals. This year, defending is harder. Admittedly, with a couple of patches, it's easier than it was when the game first came out, but it's still quite difficult. And obviously, I've upped the sliders from Legendary as well to make Legendary difficulty that little bit more difficult as well. So that's part and parcel of the reason why I have conceded 66 goals in the league. But the main part of it is I'm not very good, and I'm not getting any younger, and I don't seem to be able to train my brain to get any better either. So I think it's something you're just going to have to get used to, I'm afraid. We were able to finish third, though. We pushed Juventus as far as we could, but unfortunately it just wasn't to be this season, and a single point behind AC Milan, so we will be finishing third. But in the Champions League, which is good news, Napoli finished fourth and into fifth. They'll be in the Europa League. Lazio missing out by a single point. Take that, other half of Rome. And they won't be having any European football next year, which is fantastic as far as we're concerned. Unfortunately, knocked out in the semi-finals of the Coppa Nazionale. That's the trophy I would very much like to win next year. In pre-season, I was terrible. Champions League, though, this is where it'll get ruined for you. We won by 4-2 after extra time. What a game that turned out to be. If you haven't seen that video and you stayed with this one, please, I implore you, go and watch that video. It was incredible. Oh, I still haven't come down from it, to be honest. Sevilla win the Europa League by 3-1 over Hertha Berlin. Surprising to see those... well, actually, no, not Sevilla. Surprising to see Hertha Berlin there in the final, but Sevilla... they are renowned in the past 10 years for winning the Europa League. That's what, their 4th or 5th Europa League win in that period, which is pretty insane. The World Cup is ongoing. I will be able to show you how that progresses in Season 2, but you can quickly see how the groups are taking shape thus far. Not all of the groups have been played yet. Not all of the opening games of groups have been played yet. But I'll just quickly scroll through a little bit slow so you can have a closer look if you so wish. England haven't yet played. Germany winning by 1-0 over Romania, though, in their group. Spain about to play the United States. England, Saudi Arabia, Slovenia and the Ivory Coast. Brazil, Russia, Hungary and Egypt all yet to play too. Now, we'll have a quick look at the player stats because Antonio Sanabria was questioned when I made that signing. Not by the majority, but by a significant few. And turns out... he was a good signing. 27 goals in Serie A. 8 clear of Paulo Dybala, who finished second. Chievo Verona, their main striker, Meggiorini, was able to come third. We do have Nangolan there on 15, though. Of course, Batman and Robin, Defrel and Schick down there on 13 as well. Any other Roma players involved? We did score 111 goals. El Shaarawy there with 10. Oh dear, you would have thought with 111 goals scored, there'd have been more players with big numbers. It just goes to show how widespread the goal scoring was throughout the team. Assist-wise, that really is widespread. Sanabria with 20, Nangolan with 15, Defrel with 13, Fred with 10, Schick with 10, El Shaarawy with 8, Strootman with 7. Any more for any more? No. Okay, clean sheets. No surprises, I'm not anywhere near the top of that. Alisson, I kept 6 clean sheets in Serie A this year. Yes. Concili was probably the best keeper we played against, actually, as well. So I'm not surprised to see him win the Golden Glove. I don't tend to get players booked or sent off, so we won't be on any of that. But let's have a look and see what the board wanted from us this year and how we've achieved it. 97. 97 managerial rating is the highest I've ever had. Youth development we did with our Scout Future Star. Brand exposure we did very early on. Financial, we will be completing that as we move from Season 1 into Season 2. We were able to do both the short-term objectives, and the aim is to complete that long-term objective next season. And, of course, we were able to do the Continental success as well. So, probably the most successful season I've had. With regards board objectives, obviously we won the Premier League at Chelsea, but Champions League's arguably, well, it is bigger, so it probably is my most successful season all told. Let's have a quick look at the squad hub though. Right, squad report it is. Let's have a look at how players have grown this year. Labont is 40 now. He's retiring at the end of the season. That's the oldest player I've ever had in career mode. 40 years of age, Bogdan Labont. It's almost a shame to see you go, even though you played absolutely zero part in my season. Alisson will stay, 82 rated. Perhaps there have been some calls for a better goalkeeper. And I would consider selling Skorupski to replace him with a number 1 goalkeeper and Alisson to kind of be my backup. But I like Alisson. He's made some good saves and put in some good performances. I can't say that it's his fault that I conceded quite so many goals. Pretty sure it's mine. But if you'd like me to sign a new goalkeeper, then it's something we can address in the new season. Alessandro Florenzi is up 2 to 84. One of my favourite players on FIFA and has been for years. Alessandro Florenzi, a brilliant player and will continue to be my number 1 right back. And Karsdorp's up 2 as well. He'll continue to be my backup right back too. The physicality of him, superb pace, good aggression, great stamina, means that regardless of the fact he's only 80 rated, he'll still be a rock solid right back. So I'm keen to keep hold of him. Centre back wise, of course, do bear in mind we have Jose Maria Jimenez coming in on a pre-contract at the end of the season. I'm going to try and move on Fazio again next year. Also going to try and move on Alexander Kolarov as well. So we'll have Nacho Fernandez, Manolas, Hector Moreno, Juan Jesus. Why is that finger not going up? Juan Jesus and Jose Maria Jimenez as centre-back options. Jesus obviously can be utilised at left-back as well. I would consider bringing in a new starting left-back, maybe selling on Mario Rui, who's 78 rated now. We do, of course, have Emerson, who's 23 and 80 rated. Might like to actually continue to play Emerson as my first-team left-back, although I would consider buying a new marquee left-back signing if you would like me to do so. We have a couple of youngsters in a number of positions, to be fair, with so many youngsters that are out on loan this year. But I think Kolarov and Fazio will definitely leave. Emerson will be my starting left-back for the time being. I would consider, like I say, I would consider selling Rui and bringing in a new marquee number 1 left-back. Similarly with selling on Skorupski and consider bringing in a new marquee goalkeeper as well. Maxime Gondlons is a player I will sell. Daniele De Rossi is down 2 to 81, but he's a player I don't want to sell. He just won't start for me next year. It will be Pellegrini that starts, and Fred will start ahead of Strootman as well, I'm pretty sure. I would actually consider selling Strootman on too. You guys will have to let me know what you think of that. Emerson's actually grown really well this year. I'll quickly show you his stats. Obviously I trained him quite a bit, but still up 4 to 80. So, actually a really good prospect. Just moved, of course, in real life to Chelsea. Had his transfer confirmed a couple of days ago. So, looking forward to see how he gets on in a Chelsea shirt, obviously being a Chelsea fan. Riyad Mahrez is up 1 to 84. Still a mixed response from you guys about Riyad Mahrez, but I don't think I'll be selling him on. I'll still be playing Under as my starting right-sided midfielder, but as an impact player off the bench or a rotation player, Mahrez is going to be great still. So, he will stay at the club. Under brilliant this year. What did he get? 12 goals, 7 assists in 32 appearances. very, very good player for us. Of course, getting a brace in yesterday's Champions League final in extra time. Gerson will probably stay, actually. Be a good rotation player. I was manager at Roma on FM, on an off-stream save, and Gerson was very good for me, so I'd like to see him do that on FIFA as well. Again, a couple of youngsters that won't see the light of day of a Roma first team. They'll either be loaned out or sold on again. Richie I'll try and sell, 24 years of age at 65 rated. He's definitely not going to go anywhere near my first team. Fred, up 3 to 83 since bringing him in. Very pleased with his influence on the first team. Rajan Angolan is 30 now, but his stats still great. Long shots and finishing down 1 though. Not going to be selling Rajan Angolan. Obviously that's not going to happen. 26 goals and 22 assists in all competitions. Great. Superb player. Pellegrini is up 3 to 80. He will take Daniele De Rossi's starting position in the first team. I have, as you can see, been training his tackling so he can fill that role. And he will continue to be a very good player for me. 3 goals, 5 assists, but some of those, in fact, most of those performances are probably from the bench. He'll be starting a lot more next year. Strootman, how much is he worth out of interest? 27 million. I would consider selling Strootman. It would mean that perhaps Pellegrini or Fred would see, well, would be Pellegrini, would see their starting position lost if I brought in a new marquee centre mid. But I don't get on that well with Strootman. He has played well for me. 4 goals, 9 assists. Average rating of 8. I just don't necessarily get on that well with him. And I've never really been able to put my finger on as to why. Just one of those players, I guess. Durso, Corlu, he actually has a release clause of like 300 grand, Corlu, so I'm hoping someone will activate that. 360. Durso, Juan Manuel Turbo will come back actually, and he'll play a good bit role part for me, good rotation role. The pace off the bench alone will be good enough. Daniele, sorry, not Davide Verdi. There is a Davide Verdi, but this is Daniele Verdi. He too is very, very fast, but I'll probably send him back out on loan at 22 years of age and 73 rated. Maya, our scout future star, will hopefully continue to grow. Still got that 5-star weak foot. Scored arguably the goal of the season as well earlier on in the year. Up 11 to 70 rated, and I'll continue to train him. In fact, I might try and concentrate all 5 training modules on him just to see how high we can get him in a single season. Antonio Sanabria, top goal scorer in Serie A, and all in all scored 32 in 33. In fact, it was 27 goals in 23 appearances with 20 assists as well. 47 goal contributions in 23 games. 55 goal contributions in 33 games in all competitions. Unreal. And we didn't pay much for him either, which was amazing. Ezekiel Ponce will go back out on loan, I would have thought. Umar will do the same. Patrick Schick, I will have to buy next year. He is on loan, of course, this season. It says contract offer accepted. Not really too sure what that's all about. But I can't sign him or try and sign him on a pre-contract. Hopefully he hasn't signed a contract somewhere else in January. I don't think so. Pretty sure that can't happen. But he scored 25 goals in 24 games, as well as getting 15 assists. 13 in 15 in the league, 10 assists. Of course, that was helped by Defrel with 18 assists and 17 goals in 27 games. He is up 1 to 78, but his pace alone and his dribbling, in fact, mainly his dribbling, was brilliant. I very much enjoyed pairing the two of them up, of course. Defrel played at Cam more often than not. Diego Perotti, I would consider selling him. I would very much consider selling Diego Perotti at 29 years of age. Stats are starting to drop. So if we can get 20 million for him maybe next year, that'd be great. Stefano Sharawi is up 2. I'm surprised he hasn't grown more because he had a very good season. 11 goals, 10 assists from that wide left role is very good. It's a great return. And obviously he has good potential at 25 years of age still. We'll just have to wait and see what happens with El Sharawi next year. Because, like I say, we do have Jose Maria Jimenez coming in. And I would consider new goalkeeper, new left back, new centre mid. So, and I think the striking options will stay the same, at least with the main 3, if I can bring Sanabria in. If I can't bring Sanabria in on a permanent, then we will look to sign another striker too. I'm not sure what our budget is going to look like. We've won a lot of money in prize money this year, but what our budget will be next year, I'm not sure. It should be pretty competitive, so we'll have to wait and see though. Drop the video a like if you enjoyed. Subscribe to the channel too to make sure you don't miss out on Season 2, which will start tomorrow. As you can see behind me, Southampton series will be starting later in the week as well as I record this. I'm just waiting on the thumbnail, and then I can get cracking with recording episode number 1. And the Become a Legend will continue as well. There may even be an episode of that tonight. I haven't as of yet recorded it, but I do need to record some, so you might be seeing some later. Drop the video a like, subscribe if you haven't. I'll see you next time.